And I reckon here comes the second wave. And I guess we're going to have a couple more by the end of the day. They raised us now to 6 to 10 inches. I think we're struggling now between 3 and 4, if that. You can kind of see on top of the building out there. But if it does this for very long, we certainly will have the 6 to 10 inches. Ugh. David swept off the porch for my physical therapist, who is actually going to get out and come see me today. Which I think is crazy, but she's going to do it. The main roads, they say, are fine, but I'm on a tertiary road, so I'm looking through the dirty door, bless y'all's hearts. But we've probably got 5 inches in places, probably a little bit more. So we might have 6 to 8. They were saying 6 to 10, but I don't think it's going to get to the 10-inch mark unless it really keeps going. Poor David had to sweep the Jeep off to leave. He's sitting trying to get warm in the driveway. What's the matter with you? What's the matter with you? Did Daddy go to work? Did Daddy leave you and go to work? He left you and went to work? How horrible. You need some clothes on. You're cold. Let's go get some clothes on. Come on. Let's go get some clothes on. Come on. Come on. Feel better now, Odie? Do you feel better now that you got your clothes on? Huh? Do you? Do you? You look cute. Oh, you got some hairdo going on there, bud. You got some hairdo going on there, bud. Let's go. Ready? Pee-pee, hurry. Hurry, come on. Otter. You're a good boy. Otter tail. God, you're such a good boy. You didn't even try to chase the physical therapist away. Yeah, drive him feet. Good boy. You got any ice pockets on him? You don't act like you do. There you go. Good boy. And then we fold it up till next time. This is my life, people. This is what I do. Y'all, it is just not letting up. So we might get the 10 inches. Let me move across my sun catcher in my other window here. I mean, it's not letting up. I hate snow. I'm so swollen. It's not letting up. It's quite a bit on. There's my sun catchers. Aren't they pretty, my sun catchers? Ain't no sun be caught today. But it certainly ain't letting up. Hey, snow. Don't you hear that dog howling? That dog never shuts up. This is what it's been doing off and on. And it'll do it for an hour or two. This has been going on for a couple hours, though. So we've had a couple 3 inches since David. About noon. What is it? I don't know what time it is now. My physical therapy just got over with, so I'm kind of tired. But it won't stop. So I'd say we probably got 5 inches or so right now. Who knows what it end up. It just keeps getting worse. I know I'm too lazy to get up and fix my blinds that are turned the wrong way. I don't even know how my physical therapist got here, because I'm like off a main road, off that road, and at the end of the other one. And it certainly is putting it down. I've gone through 2 tea kettles since last night. That fan doesn't bother me, it blows that way. But my fear when I'm in this and blowing and digging in this fire, because sometimes I get my head down there and I blow it and catch up some of the coals, is that I'm going to get my hair caught in that thing. And I'm going to have to go to the emergency room to get it out. I am so terrified of that fan. It's dandy. It pushes the hot air, but I am so afraid it is going to just take my hair right off my head. And so I'm so careful when I open the door and get close. And look at this. I have burned so much wood. I have made a mess. Now, I had cleaned the stove skirt before, but I have vacuumed twice today. And you just can't keep it clean. David did pull my computer chair down here so I could roll. Woo! So I could roll and take care of the fire. Much better on my back and my poor hip. Smart man. But look at the mess. And you want to see somebody who's over it? Oscar. Are you over the snow? Like, he's not even got into his big basket of toys to play today. He's just been like, I hate this stuff, Mama. Oh, good grief. Oh, good grief. But, my physical therapist came here today, so I had to weigh. And she was like, why don't you have your heater on? I said, because I have the fireplace. She goes, that's the fire. I said, yes, that's why my house is so warm, the fireplace. And I thought she was going to have to move in with me, because by the time she had tried to leave, there was like, and I'm warming my boots, there was like 5 inches of snow on. And she is in a Toyota 4-wheel drive, but it took her forever to get out the driveway, bless her heart, turn it around. I don't think she exactly knew quite where she could and couldn't drive, because it's just snow. Hey, as long as you don't hit the fence, I don't care. Just turn around. But I would have to stop doing physical therapy to take care of the fire. And she's like, you can't stop this. And I said, if my fire goes out, I will freeze. So I'm going to stop and take care of my fire. She was like, my goodness. But y'all, it's been a day, and that fan's going to get me before this is all over with. We got like 6 to 7 inches of snow. It's the best I can eyeball from where I am, because I ain't going out in that. No. So, but I will tell you, there's going to be 2 degrees, they said, in Nashville tonight. So I'm thinking probably 0 to a -3 here at least. But the good thing is that the little bit of snow that is on the roof provides a little bit of insulation. So you don't want a whole lot of snow to stay on your roof, but you want a little bit of snow, because if you don't have snow that stays on your roof at all, it means your house is not insulated properly. Well, now, since we got a little bit of a snow layer on our roof, the house is staying much warmer. So the heat's not kicking on near as much. But when I put this big stand-up fan right here and turn it on in front of this stove to blow the hot air into the upper part of the house, it honestly stops going on at all. So, listen, redneck certified. This is how we do things around here in the South. Don't you love my little rugs? Oscar uses those are Oscar's rugs, so he can jump up and get down without hurting himself. And then that's Oscar's toddler gate, in case I have to lock him down here, because he gets really affectionate with the physical therapist and my nurses and stuff, and I have to be like, nope, you're banished to the bedroom. So, Lord have mercy. Oh, and if you want to see the nest that I pile into every day while David's gone, I build a nest in my bed. Look at my nest in my bed. I swear. I build a nest around me, and I lay in it, and I watch YouTube on top of Bob the cat. That's my coat rack in the corner. Pay no attention. I watch YouTube that's above Bob, the bobcat. I watch YouTube and movies when I have to stay here and watch the fire really close. And that's where I've been that is a homemade bed. It's high bed, and I have to have a step on my side to get into it. And when I paint it, I'm going to paint it that Jacobean or Jacobine or how you say it. And it's got camo on the insets of the bookshelves at the front. I love it. It's a mess right now because I've got my pillow fort made around me. Literally, I have like a dozen pillows on my bed. But you listen, you know, it just happens when you have a neuromuscular disorder. This piece of wood's being stubborn, but it's doing okay now. But freaking cold here on the Cumberland Plateau. And it's nice and toasty in my house, but it's freaking cold outside. And every time I have to let Oscar out to do his business, David got up there and dug and swept him a path to go and do his business. My husband is so sweet. But it then snowed it back in by his last potty trip about 15 minutes ago. So he was like, where do I go? And so he came in and had to sit on his towel, and I had to take a warm rag and clean his feet off because the snow just sticks to his little hairy feet, you know. And he won't wear boots, so I have to clean his feet. And then he gets up here and he lays on this rug and he dries his little feet, and then he goes and gets in his bed. So it snowed at least as much as was on the ground when David left for work after he left, because the paths he made for Oscar were gone. And he left the rock salt where he could grab it tonight and sprinkle it to get traction to get back in the house, because that front porch is a danger. Alright, this is what I've done all day. I need to stove black my stove. It's looking kind of pitiful, but this stove is 21 years old. Oh, wait, no, it's older than that. 23, 24. My dad had it for years in the basement at the big farmhouse that Grandma and Grandpa lived in. So they lived in Grandma and Grandpa's farmhouse after Grandma and Grandpa moved to town when Grandpa got really sick and had to be in the nursing home. So they moved into the farmhouse on the old farm, Grandma and Grandpa's farm. And he didn't like it in the basement because in that one he had like 2 fireplaces and a stove in the basement. So he just went and got one of them Amish furnaces and gave this to us. And we take good care of it, but it needs to be stove blacked. And it's one of those that doesn't need a damper because it burns the gases in it. So after it burns that piece of wood, it will then turn like orange, like a fireball rolling inside, and it burns the gases, so you get twice as much burning time out of your stove. And I mean, it can be scary for some people that don't understand it, but I've got a working relationship with this little stove. We understand each other. I know the noises it makes. But now last night, I got it a little too hot. And my little thermometer up there was picking. And I thought, oopsie. So we had to cool her down a little bit. But David said, well, it would have slept better if I hadn't been sweating. I said, listen. You were the one that decided this was where this was going. You didn't want to put it out this way, extend the room out that way, and put it out that way. No, you want to put it right here. So don't talk to me when I build a good fire and you get hot. But this is really good because about every 5 years we have an ice storm, and we just shut the door and live in this room. Make stews and stuff off this stove. Make a redneck refrigerator on the back porch in a Tupperware. You know, bury the stuff that needs to be, you know, stay frozen in a Tupperware in the snow. And, you know, you can melt snow all day long, boil it, bring it to a boil, and have water if you don't put enough water away for yourself. But we also have David's stove in the fur shed, so. But I've burned so much. They say, oh, it'll burn and clean the glass. No, I burn this thing hot, and it never cleans the glass. So I have got to clean the glass as soon as this stupid flipping snowmageddon is over. And this has been the most stubborn piece of wood. Here's my nest from the accurate perspective. Hey Liz, what you reading? 3 Steps Up to Mediocrity. This is by a lady I met. She even signed. Where is shit? Ugh, I gotta lick my fingers. Hang on. She even signed it for me. Great book. She overcame a bunch of medical stuff to get back on her horse and ride. And she's a doctor herself, so she understands the crap people like me and her go through that have neuromuscular issues. Then I'm reading, look, medicinal plants and their history. This is how people used to use them way back in the wild blue yonder. It's got a bunch of stuff about how it was used, how it was found, things. It's got some pretty good pictures in too. How it was used, how it was found, what other things they used it for, how they blended it with other plants. It's actually a really neat read. It's not really a page turner. It will kind of put you to sleep. But when you find a plant that you know and you're interested in, it's real good to read. It just takes you a while. I think I'm somewhere around here, but I flip around and find other stuff that I want to read in it. As you can see, I like to dog ear. Sue me. Oh wait, there's more. A book about runes. One of the most oldest poem books that I keep in here. I was gifted by a friend. I don't want it hurt. It's precious. Psychological trauma in adults by survivors. And then I've got Dean Koontz right beside psychological trauma in adult survivors. There might be something to that. I'm just saying, you never can tell. I got a whole bunch. Oh, this is a really good book. This is a really good book. Coyote America. It's about the coyotes in America, their history, how Mark Twain almost ruined them because he described them so horribly as ugly little scruffy dogs because he only seen them in the Southwest. He didn't see the regal Eastern and Northeastern, and now I'm getting into the Southern coyote. But Mark Twain. Who's Mark Twain? Is that like Batman? Anyway, Mark Twain just about ruined the coyote for America. He almost had them, he almost had people ready to just take them all out because he described them as little ugly trickster, wily scavenger, and he just had only ever seen one type. Great book. Oh my gosh. Talk to the TWRA lady who recommended this. Oh my god, great book. It's got to have this painting on it to be the book though. And it's by Dan Flores, and he teaches at some university, I believe. Good book. But wait, there's more. If there's a book that everybody, look at this. If there's a book that everybody should read, I keep a pen in it at all times. And look, it's so important. You have to literally just like mark every page. The book that made your world. How the Bible created the soul of Western civilization. Well, basically, the Western civilization has no soul now because we won't heed the Bible. Anyway, and Between Heaven and Earth, A Guide to Chinese Medicine. Oh my gosh. As you can see, I have flipped through this one a few times. Great books. Great books. Great books. Great for when you're in your nest all day. Yep. Great books. We're just going to leave those in the nest because I'm going to pilfer through those here in just a minute anyway. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to shut up now.